Hello everybody, Glenn here at Syngenta, and I thought I'd take about 6 or 7 minutes out of your time to have a chat about autumn fungicide tank mixes. And an autumn fungicide tank mix I'm recommending and we're offering soon is FR321. FR stands for Fungicide Ryder, 321 is the rate, and we'll have a little look at that in a minute. But it's available in a 1 hectare box set, and I'm going to show you now where it fits in. So here is the challenge that a lot of you are facing at the moment. Medallion, Heritage, Strata Elite, there are products available in our portfolio at the moment. Great products, have a really obvious place. But there are some things missing. There are some really good tools that we had in previous years and no longer with us. Banamax, Headway, Strata, all very important parts of people's programs through that late summer, early autumn period. And that period that is so critical to getting on top of microdocium. And we are well and truly in that window now, and we haven't got the tools we used to have. But beyond purely the products, there's something else we need to think about here. There's the number of applications available on the label. So Heritage has 4 applications available. Medallion has 4 applications as well, but in Strata Elite only has 2. And as we look more and more down the line and we look at more products that are going to come and join us, it's likely that there will be reduced numbers of applications available to us. So we need to think really carefully about how we get the best out of all the products available. When I'm talking to people about their fungicide programs and how they manage disease, I like to look at their growth degree day figures, and these are easily pulled off of the Greencast Syngenta website. And I like to look at the key figure for me is kind of 6 growth degree days. And when the temperature falls below 6 growth degree days, I feel that's when we're moving into slower growth and pretty good microdocium weather. There's nothing magic about growth degree days. It's simply a high figure and a low figure formula. And if you're around 6, then you are kind of 9 degrees overnight and you're 14, 15 degrees during the day. So it's nothing special, it's nothing amazing, it has no impact, humidity has no impact, but it's just a good indication of that period. And when we're in that period as well, we are in a period of reducing growth. So we need a product with a systemic active in there and a contact active, because we are going in and out of periods of growth. The systemic activity is a little bit slower, so that contact does a job whilst it's being absorbed. You're still removing some, so a contact by itself won't do the job. So that systemic contact kind of mix through that period is really important. When you're in the cooler periods of no growth, a contact will do a great job for you because it's going to stay on the leaf and it won't be removed. And when you're removing lots of clippings through the peak of the summer, systemic is the way to go during that summer disease period. But here's the challenge. So through that summer period where we've got lots of growth, Heritage is our mainstay. It's been with us a long time and does a really good job on those summer diseases. Medallion does a really good job in the cool period when we have very little clippings being removed, and in Strata Elite does all the heavy lifting through the rest of it. Now, the challenge is the rest of that period, that autumn period, seems to be getting longer and longer. So this year, we were moving into that realms in August in some parts of the country, and it's quite possible to stay in that kind of systemic contact period through till Christmas. And with only 2 applications of Strata, that starts to become a little tricky. So this is where Heritage, Medallion and Ryder, this tank mix, falls into place. Now, what we settled on after our trials was 0.3 kilos a hectare of Heritage, 2 litres of Medallion and 1 litre of Ryder. The benefits of Heritage are it's a systemic product, good long-lasting disease control, gets taken up into the plant. There are some added benefits of seed germination. We don't talk about that a lot, but it's really useful to know if you've got a renovation week in that period. Spore population reduction of Medallion is a very valuable tool. It's a great job through the cool periods purely as a contact, but using it before you get into disease pressure to kind of mop up that spore population, zero things out, Medallion does a really good job for you. And then with Ryder, always does a good job of improving turf colour and improving turf health. And that tank mix of the 3 is what came out of our trials the best. And this is where it kind of fits in. It's Strata Elite is still the go-to product through that period. It is a fantastic product, but in order to rotate things around and vary things a little bit, using this FR321 Heritage Medallion Ryder mix around it to break up that cycle a little does a really good job. Particularly in this autumn period, using it to start your program off kind of September, October does a really good job using Strata Elite in behind it. And then this is interesting, it has a place in here towards the back end of the autumn as well. Now, the first question I tend to get is, will Heritage still do a job for us in there? Well, yes, if the plant is growing, it will take the Heritage up. It may do it slower, but that's where the value of Medallion in there as well is. So we can do a good job. And in fact, that is when we did our trials this year in Essex. Oh, sorry, last year. So we did them in November to see what results we would get out of that kind of mix at that time of year. And it was definitely better than a sum of its parts, and it should be as well, because we have 60% of the Heritage rate in there and 66% of the Medallion. So there is 1¼ fungicides in this box set, which is good, and it's a really strong, powerful mix. And you can see the results we got. So we were up at 12% disease all the way through for the 42 days that we've got on this trial graph. And we kept that well under 1% with the FR321. And we also improved turf colour as well with no additional fertility. So that whole tank mix of the systemic activity, the contact activity, and that benefits of Ryder all in together does a really nice job for us. It's available in this box set, and there's enough in there for 1 hectare. And it's not just about fungicide though. Remember to do all your ITM strategies, get your fertility right, all those other bits and pieces, but it's there. And if you're renovating as well, then there are added benefits of the Heritage in there. You can see in this chart where we've seen improved seed germination from applying Heritage. So I'm not recommending you apply it purely for seed germination, but if you tie it in with your renovation weeks, really will protect you during that period and improve the output of your seeds. So there you go, Heritage 3.3 kilos a hectare, Medallion at 2 litres a hectare, and Ryder at 1 litre a hectare, all in one box set, available to you very soon. It's a really nice mix to fit alongside in Strata Elite, which is still my #1 choice, but you need products to go alongside it. Fingers crossed that the autumn goes cool on us sooner rather than later. It hasn't over the last few years, but I'm hoping it does this year. All the best with your autumn disease management programs, and keep in touch. Cheers.